topic I want to treat today is simple. Very simple. And the topic is, greatness is a choice. Greatness is a choice. Well, some people used to argue it. They say, how can you say a whole greatness is a choice? That is not a choice. It's not by choice that everybody will choose it. But I want to tell you that it's a choice. Greatness is a choice. And it's not by chance. I like to open my Bible. I just take one verse. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 29. Proverbs 22, verse 29. It says, seest thou a man diligent in his business, he shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men. Any man that is diligent in his business, he said that man shall stand before kings, and he shall not stand before mean men. So, like I said, greatness is a choice. What you will need to do is to prepare yourself, prepare your heart, prepare your mind, prepare your body, prepare everything about you, your spirit, to be great. So greatness is a choice. When you take the decision, thank you, you'll be great. It depends on you. So imagine that everything depends on you. It does not depend on your fellow. It does not depend on your friend. It does not depend on your enemy. It does not depend on anybody. It depends on who? You. Hey, you say it's a choice and it depends on me. Everybody will like to be great. So that's why I say you must ask the cost. Because each thing you want have a cost. The price you will pay will determine what you get. You go to car shop there. It depends on how much you have in your pocket. If you have like, let me use dollars, $10,000. You know the car it will buy you. If you have $50,000, if you buy you a particular car, if you have $100,000, if you have $200,000, depending on how much you want to pay, that will determine the car you go out from the car park, car shop. So it does not depend on the person selling the car. You may be very casual, you may look very casual, you look at you and think you don't have money. It depends on how much you are willing to pay. So, and life is about price, cost. You know the cost and you pay the price. And I want to assure you that anything you pay for, you get it. Whether you wear ordinary t-shirts and enter the car shop, and you are able to pay $250,000, you go home with a nice car. You may just wear knicker and the toilet slippers, and they look at you and they neglect you. But by the time you write check of $250,000 or $300,000, they will start bowing for you. You know, there was a day I went to UK where they sell Rolls Royce. I just, I came with a black cab. I told the black cab to park outside. You want to go? I said, no, stay there. Because if they see that black cab is parking there, you know, when he stay there, the price is counting, and I'm going to pay him. Well, I have choice. When I finish there, I can even ask them to take me to my hotel. I can even ask them the call cab for me. But I asked the cab to stay there. So they stayed there, entered. So when I entered, and I was asking them, what's the price of this one? What's the price of this? Open it, I want to see. So that's why I have, before I bought the Rolls Royce, I have already used seen the sound, the type, the seat, everything about Rolls Royce. I will press the seat, I will sit down, test it, and so on. Start the engine, they will start it. They will, in fact, they were showing me one by one all the cars there. And after that, they say, do I care for coffee or the tea? I said, okay, give me tea. They brought tea for me. While I'm drinking, the manager brought a champagne. Put champagne on the bottle. And we were checking prices of the cars. We were checking the prices. I was not ready to buy any car. I come to know the prices of cars. I get to know the prices of cars. But I was giving respect. So the price they cost me was a car that was outside. If that car was not there, they may look at me again 2 times. But they say, that was that left the car outside. And He didn't want any. They were showing me everything. After that, they opened a champagne and so on, and I enjoyed myself. I knew everything about Rolls Royce, and I went back home. No problem. You don't have to buy. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that if you go to car shop, they will respect you unless they don't have sense. It doesn't matter how you dress, but if you dress somehow, they will be looking at you somehow. But so you dress good, they will, But the most important thing is that after that, you issue some check. If you pay reasonable money, they'll give you reasonable car. If they give you, if you pay peanuts, you get a peanut car. There are some cars that don't have air condition. There are some cars you can go home, every day you have to pray before you want to go from here to Anthony. You will pray before you go. There are one you don't need to pray because you have prayed that morning. Praise the Lord. Anyway, so what I'm talking about is the price, So the price you pay will determine what you get. If you are not willing to pay reasonable price, you can't get a reasonable thing. It's not possible. You have to put this at the back of your mind. So decide that. It's a decision. Decide the level you want to be. You are the one to decide the level you want to be. Nobody will decide that for you. It's a decision you must take, the level you want to be. You can decide to be in a low level. You can decide to be in the middle level. You may decide to be in the high level. You may decide to be in the top level. It's not your parents that will decide it. It's not your guardian. It's not your friends. It's not anybody. You will decide it. It does not matter your background. So it doesn't matter. Because you see, I'm not talking out of what I read from the book. What I talk about is what I know, what I have tried, what I have practiced, what I know that works. A lot of people can learn something from literature book or from anywhere and teach you and teach. I always say it, I didn't go to any school and I didn't learn anyone. But I have practiced so many things and I know how it works. And I know that if you practice it, it has worked, it will work. And I've told many people how it works and they have practiced it and it has worked for them. So it works. It works. And also, when I'm talking sometimes, it may not be me talking. Maybe I will say part of the thing myself, the things I know. The other one, God will tell you. And if you pay attention, you'll be blessed. I've had a message, I can't forget one day. I preached a message on a Sunday like this. And within the week, we went to Aso Rock to meet the president. President Obasanjo then. And when we reached there, they were discussing the thing, and I told him I want to pray for him. They said, no, it's not done here, that this and this, the technical protocol. Then when he came, I just had my own voice. Seize the moment. And I preached a message on seize the moment. Immediately I had my own voice from inside. I took the floor, and the man surrendered everything. I prayed for him and he was very happy. And because of all those things, we got everything we wanted. I had my own voice. So one thing is that if I preach, I talk to somebody, if it don't benefit you, no problem. It's benefiting me. Praise the Lord. So it's very important that you understand, that everything is dependent on you. If you decide and you are willing to pay the price, you can get what you want. Set a target. Set targets for yourself. Set priorities. Set targets, set priorities. You must have a vision. Where are you now? Where do you want to be? In the next 1 year, next 5 years, next 10 years, next 20 years. You set targets. Vision, where you want to be. Set goals. I want to say nobody will make you great. Nobody. It's only you who will make yourself great. Nobody will make you rich also. Nobody. It's you that will make yourself great. You are the one to make yourself rich. And you are the one to do it. Nobody will do it. And you can decide that. And if you decide it, it's better for you. Because you see, like me, I have tasted poverty. You know what is poverty? I've tasted this very well. Real poverty, the hunger is wiring you, no food to eat, nothing. and there's not that you have hope. You know, I've eaten one particular food for maybe 6 months or 1 year. You know, that's abacha. You know abacha. And this abacha, why do I eat it also is because we go to the farm, harvest the thing. We are the one to plant it. When we harvest it, we keep in the house. My mother and my siblings, we just prepare it, put in the water, and the thing will be done. We put it in the sun. Sun will dry it. We have it there all the way. That one is sure. So anytime you want to eat, you don't have any food to eat, or you have food. In fact, that is normal food, our normal food. So you go to the basket, stretch basket, take some there, put it inside the water, and eat it. If you have oil, you shake in the oil in the kitchen. If there is oil, you drop some oil there. If there is salt, you drop some salt there and mix it, and there is food already. So with this, there is food to eat all the time. And we can eat it every day for 1 month. We can eat it in the morning. You must just eat small, just to put something in the stomach. In the afternoon, we can eat small. In the night, we can eat small. Because there's nothing else to eat. Any day, there's another food to eat. Like, Mama, if you go to market, that market is good that day. She will buy us this apple, you know, what do you call it? Fufu. You buy some fufu. Prepare some soup, we eat, you know. We eat rice. Rice only. Christmas. We eat chicken. Once a year, only Christmas. There's one Easter, we ate chicken. One Easter, we ate chicken. For years. Otherwise, only Christmas day we eat chicken. Rice, we eat rice sometimes, maybe up to 3 times in a year. We eat rice in Christmas time, for sure. We eat rice in bazaar. Our church, St. Thomas Oluku, we have bazaar. We eat rice Easter. Christmas, Easter, and bazaar. These 3 times, we are sure of eating rice. You know, other days is either that basha, or any time sometimes chance come, we eat fufu. So fufu sometimes this, but to eat rice or to say eat like chicken, and this chicken we are eating, not that we are eating full chicken, There's one chicken. My mother will go to the market and buy the leg of chicken from here down, or this one from here down. That's the hand of chicken, this here or here. Then he will buy the head, because there are some people that sell it. They don't eat the head. They buy this one. You sell this one, sell here. So the girls will eat the leg. So you buy one head. That head, one person cannot finish one head. So we get one head, we break it into 2. I will take the upper one. My younger brother will take the lower side of it. You know? So, and this is once in a year. So, I have tasted poverty. And I have tasted prosperity also. I've eaten in the best restaurant. When they tell me this is the best restaurant in the world, I'll go there and eat. I say, how much? They say, you know, I don't see the difference between best restaurant and second best or whatever. So I've tasted poverty and I've tasted prosperity. And I tell you that the other one is better. Prosperity is... I don't know which one you have tasted, but I can tell you that from my experience, prosperity is a bit better. You can enjoy small. I've slept in the mat. If you have this kind of thing, it's good. But if it's only cement, there's a way it does in your body. And I've slept on the cement for many years. I slept on the mat, put it mat, no pillow, for many, many years. And I've slept on the semi-orthopedic bed also. And I see the difference. I have used nice pillow. I have seen the difference. You know? So I'm not telling you about what I read in the book. I'm telling you what I have experienced. I've experienced it very, very well. And I've entered 911 from Lagos to Onitsha, or from Onitsha to Lagos, and I've entered many times what do you call it? All the luxurious, they see the difference. I've entered plane, I see the difference. When you enter the 911, you can carry for 9 hours from here to the east. 911. And the gallop, when you come back, you have to stay like this. Ask somebody to help you, use hot water to do. And the same thing you do 9 hours. If I enter the airline, it takes you 15 minutes to drop you in Onitsha. And you come out like somebody that is just finished eating. Very well refreshed. You go to your, anything you want to go. The other one, you spend from morning to night to go through the thing. Come out very weak and very tired. The other one, you just come out very fresh, very refreshed. I've tasted both of them. And I can tell you the other one is better. The fried one is better. In case you have not tasted the two of them. That one is, is quite better. This 911 is not easy at all. Okay. I've also trekked from Idumota, where we have shop, to Sabo, to number 8 Olabuwe Lalaye, Sabo, there. Yaba, Sabo Yaba. I've used leg to go. Not because I want to use leg, but because there was no transport money. And I have to go home. So I have to waka through the corner, the same one like Gomeji. So all the small distance from I didn't take the express or whatever, you know. The only express or this I took was Scatter Bridge. You find the same, but I got home. So now I go by motor. There's difference. Walking by leg and going by motor is not the same. You may not, in case you have not tasted the two of them, because I have tasted poverty very well, and I've tasted the other one, and I've stayed 4 hours in the traffic. 4 hours, 3 hours in the traffic from Idumota to Yaba, or from Yaba where we live to Idumota. You know? And I have also taken it for 45 minutes or 50 minutes. It's not the same. I see the difference. The difference is very clear. You go to where you're going and you are relaxed. And especially you now sit in the car, relax. You're making your phone call. If you like, you'll be praying or doing what you like. And the driver is driving you. It's very sweet too. It's not the same. So I've seen poverty and I've seen the prosperity. And when you, if I now I don't travel on first class again. Before I traveled on first class. When I want to go to Britain, I'll just take first class British Airways, first class, and I will stay. And I can tell you, it's very sweet though. You stretch your legs as if you are in your bedroom. In fact, and they move by midnight. They will tell you the flight is 11:59. So you have finished eating dinner, finish everything. Instead of going to bed, you go to airline. You go to the airport. You go to VIP, stay, relax. They announce the plane. They will help you carry your bag inside from VIP thing to the airline. You just check you in a special VIP thing. You enter inside the plane and you are sitting in the VIP. You stretch your leg as you are sleeping overnight. And in the morning, 6 o'clock, you are in London. And you go to your business as if you just went to bed. And it's so sweet. It's so sweet. So, and I have also so negative, I have seen it. Positive, I have seen it. And I see the difference. So, and I wish that somebody can take the positive one because it's so sweet. And the cost is not much. The cost of difference is not much if you are willing to pay the price. Praise the Lord. So if you leave anything to chance, anything at all, you leave to chance, you don't have a chance. Anything at all you leave to chance, you don't have a chance. So it's something that you must take a decision. You must take a decision to do particular thing and take a decision to really get what you want. And if you invest your time, don't waste your time. Don't spend your time, invest it. Let it be an investment every time. Invest your time. Anything you want to do, do it well. And manage your time very well. Manage it. You know, I believe that everything is possible. There's no impossibility in life. Everything you want is possible. There's no darkness but ignorance. A lot of people are ignorant of anything. And that's why I feel like pouring my heart anytime I have opportunity. Because a lot of people are ignorant. What is killing people is ignorance. They don't know. And you don't know does not change anything. So there are so many things you have to remove also. Remove offense. Don't be offended with anybody. But the Bible says it's easier to win the whole city than a brother offended. So if I see that somebody is offended, I don't have business with that person. Because if the Bible says it's easier to win the whole city, I know, let's say city of Lagos. To win city of Lagos is not easy. And the Bible says it's easier to win that city than a brother offended. When you say brother, both woman or man is the same, eh? So somebody that's offended, it's like a broken bottle. You know, you can't get a broken bottle and begin to patch it. It's for dustbin. So please don't take offense because it's very dangerous and it kills. So you must have an idea. You must have a vision. You must have an idea, and it must be good idea. It must be God idea also. Good idea, God idea. Some of the good ideas may not be God idea. So you have to make sure the idea you have is a God idea. God idea. You know? So you must maintain a good character. That will take you up. Because character will take you up. Charisma. Charisma will carry you up. But character will sustain you up there. If you anything, you can know how to do something, that the thing will take you up. But if you don't have a character, it will bring you down. Before you know it, you are down. So what will sustain you is character. Very important. And character can change. You can change your character. Anything you practice for 3 months becomes your character. Anything you are able to practice it with all your heart for 3 months, it becomes your way. If you are a lazy man for 3 months, you become a lazy man. If you are a sharp person for 3 months, you become a sharp person. If you are the person that racks his brain and gets things done for 3 months, you become your system. So you just need to take a decision. So it's a matter of decision and have a correct mindset. So it's very important. I say that leaders are ladder. Leaders are ladder. And for you to climb, you need a leader. There are certain things you cannot climb without a ladder. You want to climb something that maybe this is 10 feet. You can't jump. What you need is what? Ladder. And leaders are ladder to climb. And like I always say, if you want to fly, you will fly alone. If you want to run, you will run. You can run with idea. You can walk with idea. But when you want to fly, you fly by instruction. And that's why I beg people to take instruction. Instruction is very important. Let's say a plane. Somebody that made a plane, you have given instruction how you are going to operate this plane. If you do it another way, the plane will crash. So it's very important you fly by instruction. And I like people that can fly. But it's very important. I like to have some people that say, okay, now these 50 people, they can fly. I train them. They are my people. So, and if you were a son of an elephant, you become like an elephant. Do you understand? If you're a son of an elephant, in fact, a son of an elephant don't need to pray to be big. An elephant, see an elephant, his son, his child, his baby, he doesn't need prayers to be big. Because, in fact, when the elephant born a baby like this, a day-old baby of elephant is bigger than a goat. Is somebody hearing me? He just born today, 1 day old. He's bigger than dogs. He's bigger than goats. It's just for the elephant to stand up. You see that he's taller than goats. He's taller than all the animals around. 1 day old. 1 day. I didn't say 1 month or 1 year. 1 day old. So you don't need to pray. If it's a son of elephant. No prayers to be big. He's already inside the gene. He's carrying the gene of elephant. So he will grow overnight. He will become big. And before you know it, he's grown. He doesn't need prayers. Just like fish. Fish doesn't need to pray to swim. To learn how to swim. Because the swimming is inside his system. You put him in the water, he's swimming. If you bring him out, that is when he has problems. So it's very important. If you are a son of elephant, You don't need to pray for growth or height or whatever. So what matters is, who are you? That's the question I always like to ask people. Who are you? Who are you? Are you an elephant? You know, if you're an elephant, you are big. If you are big, you are big. You know? So, are you a dog or are you a lion? Are you an eagle or a vulture? You know, if you see a dog, you look like a lion. But if you go to my office at Isolo, you see where I'm carrying a lion, a young lion in my hand. Not like young lion is a big one, but it's not yet aggressive. You know, in South Africa, I went to the zoo there. I was carrying the lion in my hand. So they say it's not yet time to be violent. Some people look at it, they think it's a dog. It's not a dog, it's a lion. You know? So the difference between lion and dog. And the difference is very clear. And if you see a lion, lion does not eat anything he sees. Lion is very strong. In fact, the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 30, verse 30, it says, lion is the strongest among beasts, and it does not turn away from any. Strongest among beasts, and it does not turn away from any. You see a lion is just going like this. When he hears something there, he just take his time to turn. Eh? Not antelope. Antelope is like this. Looking, if you see anything, he will be very afraid. Eh? But lion will just be going like this. He hears something. Who dare touch him? You understand? Nobody dare him. And he has a territory. You know, a lion has a territory. You know, when lion lure like this, from 5 miles away you can hear the luring of a lion. Who dare come near lion? So, if you hear the luring of a lion, you will run for your life. You don't come near his territory. And why does he lure? He lures so that all the animals will run away. You don't stay when you hear the luring of a lion. So, he will stay like this and lure, and he will just stay back. Take his time. He can sleep. He doesn't have anybody disturbing him. He's the strongest among beasts. It doesn't matter the size. So like I said, an elephant can have a baby now with the size of a lion. But a lion will look like this. Maybe an elephant is big like this person. Hey, you just come like this and see an elephant. Say, look, that could be good for a lunch. Eh? Elephant too, maybe 15 times his size. I say this could be a good lunch. And before you know it, you bring down the elephant. You will jump on him. Before you know, you know where he to tap. When he top, the blood will throw. And he will drink the blood, he will throw the thing, and he will leave the elephant there. Eh? After he eats as much as he wants. After eating, he will leave this one. He's not coming for dinner for the same elephant. Eh? In the dinner time, he will look for antelope. In dinner time, he will look for what is another big animal? You know another big animal? Eh? Bull. He will look for bull. I say, this bull can make a good dinner. I will catch the bull and eat the bull again. That elephant can just be there. Eh? So, those elephants that remain there is other animals, like vulture, will come and feed on that one. No? So, lion and eagle, they don't feed on a dead one. You know? So, lion will just eat more he can eat and go his way. I eat flesh, only fresh. So, and the eagle, the same thing. Eagle will stay in the sky there. I will look. You know, have an eagle eye. The eye is very sharp. He will just look. He may see, in fact, he may see fish inside the water. And he will dive from there. Bam! Inside the water. Take the fish and go. Fish inside the water. Inside the water. And he can be moving like this, and you see one animal. You know, maybe a goat or maybe a dog or something. He will just from there, bam! He doesn't miss targets. He just come and take the animal, pim! Before you know it has gone. And he can carry weight that's 3 times his size. 3 times. So maybe the eagle is weighing 50 kg. He can carry 150 kg. 150 kg until when go up there and give the children. They will eat. You know? Eagle will come and eat the thing. Just take it and go and eat small, and the remaining one, they throw it down. They don't eat it again. You eat only fresh ones. Lion eat only fresh things. Don't eat leftover. You know? The leftovers are left for dogs. They are left for vulture. They are left for other animals. You know? So I'm trying to describe them so you will know who you are. Whether you're a lion, or you are a dog, or a goat, or whatever. It's not an insult too. It's for you to know. Because you know how a lion does. You know? Lion does not hunt when he's not hungry. If lion finish eating now, if you see some animal passing, he will leave them. Because he has eaten. Because even if he kill that animal, he will not eat it. So there's no need of hunting. You just keep cool. You know? So, why I'm saying, giving the example is for you to know. Because you can know who you are. If you know that anywhere you see food, like this, even leftover you eat, you know you're not a lion. And you're not an eagle. You may be a vulture. The food cannot pass you by. It cannot pass you by. You know, do you know that somebody can be very hungry and see food, and they are sharing food, they say, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. And he's very hungry. And he has not eaten. Some people will be fasting self. They say they are fasting or they are eating. But when they see smell of food, they will forget they were fasting. They eat first. Later we continue the fasting. God understand. God do not understand anything. So what I'm trying to say is that it's very important that you know who you are. And I want to announce to you that as a child of God, Jesus is the king of the Lion of Judah. You know? Lion of Judah. So, and if the Lion of Judah is behind you, you cannot be afraid of lion. Because, in fact, a lazy man said there's a lion in the streets. And true, there's a lion in the streets. If you go to the street, you will see lions. But somebody who is a child of God is a carrier of the Holy Ghost. So, you have Lion of Judah with you. So, you're not afraid of any lion. So, you lion meet to lion. So, if you're a lion, you're not afraid of lion. That's why somebody like Daniel, when they told him they are putting him in the lion den, he was not afraid. But he was a lion. Lion does not eat lion. So he went there and he used one lion to do pillow that night and enjoy his sleep. You know, he doesn't need to suffer because he was a lion. So you need a lion heart to get lion share. If you need a lion share, you need a lion heart. So who you are is very important because that will determine how far you can go. If you are not a strong animal, you're not like a lion, you're not an eagle, you may not go very far, you know. And I want to tell you also, it's not really how you are made. Like somebody asked question the other day, so that people are made like this. Nobody, you know, you can make yourself who you want to be. In fact, let me give an example. There was one place like that. An eagle left an egg. There was egg there, where the chickens are. He put the egg there. So the egg was there, and chicken laid his egg. So before you know it, the chicken he saw the egg and thought it was his own egg. He was hatching all of them. So he hatched all the eggs. So when the time come, he hatched all of them became his children. And he was taking all of them around, carrying all of them along. The other one was a bit bigger, but it doesn't really matter. So he was going. So they will grow, all of them grow, and they were moving around. So one day, when they see the eagle passing, they always hide under their mother's wing. The mother will they will hide. So one day, that eagle saw that she's different from the other. It's different from those other ones. It's bigger. And he looked like that one that they're always afraid of. You know? You saw that that he looked like that one, because that one, when the other one come, they will hide. Some will bring their eyes, they will see, but they hide. So one day, she now say, let me do like that one too. She stretched her wings and began to try to soar. Before you know it, she started soaring like that one. And she left the mother, she started soaring, and so the thing was inside him, but he didn't know. He didn't know. The same thing with a lion. Some chicken, not chicken this time, some dogs. Dog mix with a lion, mix with dog. Like I told you, they are the same. They look alike, but they are not the same inside. So they go to a stream to drink water. That dog, when they go to drink water in the stream, they're always very careful to meet lion, because lions come to drink water too. So they're always very careful. Their mother will caution them. Immediately they see that one, they will all run. They will run and hide, all of them, all the dogs. So one day, one of the lions that mixed with dogs, he was drinking water, and you know, in the water you see a shadow. You see his shadow. He saw that he looked like that one they are running away from. It does not look like this other one that he's moving around with. He looked like that one. Hey! So that changed his mind immediately. So look, from the water, he was drinking water like this, and he saw that his face is not like this one. That he looked like that one they are running away. And from that time he changed. He ran away from the domestic side of the thing, like dog. He went inside the forest, and he became a lion that day. He was a lion. He had been a lion, but he didn't know. Until the day he knew that he was a lion, he became a lion. And he began to terrorize the other ones. I begin to come to even fight their mother now, because he had seen that he's a lion. Before, he didn't know. He thought he was like other ones, until he was drinking water and saw himself. And remember the one that's always running away. So he's not outside. Who you are is not outside, it's inside you. So it's you realizing who you are. You realize who you are, you see that you are different. You are not, So it's very important that you understand. Some people, the problem we have is ITK, I too know. So they don't want to learn anything. Who is he to teach me? So you must remove offense, remove ITK, I too know. Remove anything. What you want to do is learn. You can learn from anybody. And it's very important, So you take training, reading books, reading things, and trying to know. Very important. Yeah. So because for you to be a teacher, you must be a student of something. Either you have learned by example or learned by, So, like I always say too, you can choose decisions you want to make. Decisions you make, you can choose. But you cannot choose the consequence of that decision. So, and if you know that the consequence of that, if you are careful about the consequence, you find that the decisions you'll be making will be always better decision. Because you have thought about the consequence. Because every decision is will lead you to a particular consequence. And you can say, okay, you take any decision anyhow. You don't care. Or if you care about the consequence of that decision, you'll be very careful of any decision you are taking. Because if you take this decision like this, the consequence, you have no control. You have control over the decision, but you don't have control over the consequence. That decision will determine the consequence. Is somebody understanding what I'm saying? Decision you take will determine the consequence you will get. So if you think about this, before you take any decision, you'll be very careful. You consider the consequence very well before taking that decision. God bless you. So it's very important also that you maximize your potential. Everybody has potential. Everybody has potential. You have so much potential. You can maximize it. Maximize the potential. Don't do it bit. Come out full. You have potential. Maximize it. Maximize these moments. Take opportunity. Take advantages you have. You have advantages. Take advantage. Seize moments. Very important. Take responsibility. So because the problem is a lot of people don't take responsibility, and it's a problem. Take responsibility. Because our ability to take responsibility is maturity. And I always say that maturity is not by age. Some people are matured by 17 years, 16 years, even 15, they are matured. 17, they are matured. 18 years, they are very matured. For some people, 30 years, 40, 50, 60 years, 70 years is not yet matured. 60 years old man, 70 years, not matured though, but 70 years is matured. So, ability to take responsibility. And like I always said, the age of Methuselah had nothing to do with the wisdom of Solomon. So when I look at the age of Methuselah, they say he was 969 years. I went to know what he did within these 969 years. I saw that he begat sons and daughters. That's the only thing. Begat sons and daughters in 969 years. He can do so many things. Begetting children, goats can beget sons and daughters. Animals, But in 969 years, somebody begat sons and daughters, that's all. It's terrible. So, if you leave anything to chance, you don't have chance. You want things to happen by itself. Nothing happens by itself. You make something happen. Is somebody hearing me? You make things happen. I tell people that I like to make history. I don't like to read history or study history or know. Some people will read it and study and so on. But I want to make history. Then you study me. So you can decide to be making history. I want to be the first person to do it. You know? I want to be the first person. It doesn't matter. So if I want to do something, you tell me, nobody has done it before. I say, okay, that's very good. Nobody has done it before. Or it's not done that way. Yeah? You can go out of the box. There's no particular way of doing it, provided it's not seen. It's not a bad thing. You can do it. When you do it, other people will start copying you. So it's very important. So as the cost, be ready to pay the price. Get matured. Maturity. It's ability to take responsibility. I want to say, the nature of a man, when I say a man, it means both woman, both male and female. The nature of a man is not when he's enjoying, or when he's in trouble. That's when you know who you are. You don't know who you are when you are enjoying, when things are working well, when everything is working. You do this one, everything is working, you are following the procedure, you are following this thing. Your measure of a man is when he's in trouble. When they are in trouble, that's when you know who you are. You know? Okay, let me even give an example of David. Let's go to, because that is where a lot of people fail. People will fail when they are in trouble. You know? Let's look at 1 Samuel chapter 22. 1 Samuel 22, you can take from verse 1. You know the story of David already. David was a small boy, 17 years old guy. And suddenly God chose him to be king over Israel after he had killed, and he killed Goliath after, you know. And he became a great man, you know. And Saul, the king, was pursuing him. Saul and his own men were pursuing the same David. So, I don't want to go back so much. Let me read from 1 Samuel chapter 22 from verse 1. It said, David therefore departed thence and escaped to the cave Adullam. And when his brethren and all his father's house had it, they went down hither to him. And everyone that was in distress, and everyone that was in debt, and everyone that was discontented, gathered themselves unto him, and he became a captain over them. And there were with him about 400 men. Can you imagine? Somebody is a captain over 400 men that are in debt. What are bills to pay? They are in debt. They are discontented. They are distressed. They are in trouble. They are grudging. They don't have any, they are stressed up. This is the people. And David became a captain over. They learned to David and became Adullam. And David became their captain. And I want to tell you that at the end of the day, if we don't have much time, if you read about these 400 men, they became so great. They called them mighty men of David. That's their name. Mighty men of David. David can conquer. David fought so many wars, about maybe, I think, something, war, serious battles. He didn't lose one. He didn't lose one. Apart from God helping him, he had strategies. From, So these 400 men went to the Adullam cave, and David trained them there. He trained them, and they became so great. They became mighty men of David. Let's go also to 1 Samuel chapter 30. 1 Samuel 30, we can read from verse 6. 1 Samuel 30. He said, and David was greatly distressed because, he came back and they took his wife and took his children and all the people that were there, they took all of them. But they didn't kill any of them. They burned down the whole Ziklag where they are, in their house. They came home like this, and all their places were burned down. And David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him, because the soul of all the people were grieved, every man for his sons and for his daughters. But David encouraged himself in the Lord his God. David encouraged himself in the Lord his God. And David said to Abiathar the priest, Abimelech's son, I pray thee, bring me hither the ephod. And Abiathar brought hither the ephod to David. And David inquired at the Lord, saying, shall I pursue after this troop? Shall I overtake them? And he answered him, pursue, for thou shalt surely overtake them, and without fail recover all. When I look at this thing, somebody came from war where they went to fight and they were driven back. He came back home and he saw that his house was burned down. All their wives, 400 men, in fact 600 men, all their wives were taken, all their children were taken, and they didn't see anybody, they didn't see not one person. So he said, can I pursue them? Pursue where? Where will you start pursuing? Which side do you go? Do you go left or go right or go back or go front? In fact, when they were crying and crying, imagine men also cry and they had no more power to cry. Men, I didn't say women. Women can cry, but not men. When you see a man just crying in the day like this, something has happened. A man crying, tears coming. And this is how they just weep. They say they were crying until they have no more power to cry. You can imagine how much distress they were. But David did not stop. He said, when you are in trouble, what you do matters. That's why I say the measure of a man is what he do when he's in trouble. The Bible said that Paul and Silas, they were held. They were doing evangelism, they were caught. And they were beaten, and they put them in prison. And at midnight, they were singing praises unto God. And the prisoners had them. Acts of Apostles chapter 16, verse 25 and 26. He said, at midnight, Paul and Silas were singing praises unto God, and prisoners had them. And suddenly there was an earthquake. What you do when you are distressed? These people are distressed. They were tied leg and hand, and they were distressed. But what were they doing? Instead of complaining to God, instead of grudging, instead of they were praising God. They were praising God, and God intervened. God sent an earthquake in that prison. So David and his men, they were crying until they had no more power to cry. And the people decided, look, the best thing is to stone David to death. So David inquired at the Lord. He asked God, and God said, pursue. I see what he asked God. He said, God, what can I do? He didn't say, God, what can I do? What can I do? Where will I start, self? He said, shall I pursue? Pursue where? And God said, pursue. He said, you will overtake. In fact, he asked also, shall I overtake? He said, yes. And you will recover all. So that already encouraged him. This one is another story. When you read, you see how he pursued, how he met the Egyptian who directed them, and also they pursued and they recovered all. But that's not the area I'm going. The area I'm going is that the people were so distressed, they had no more power to cry. And the other 400 men, if you go further. Okay, let's start from 9. Continue from 9. So David went, he and the 600 men that were with him, and came to the brook Besor, where those that were left behind stayed. But David pursued, he and the 400 men, for 200 abode behind, which were so faint that they could not go over the brook Besor. Lot of men, lot of people, their lives stopped at brook Besor. Because every man must pass through brook Besor. You know what is a brook? Anybody know what is brook? Eh? Brook. B-R-O-O-K. Brook. Eh? It's a water. So that brook, in a brook, there's a water on the ground. There's stones inside the brook, under the water. You know, you can cross it. It's not a big water. It's not a river. It's not a sea. You can, But when a soldier wants to cross brook, he has to carry his gun up. If he carry any weapon, he has to carry it up. And the water can reach you here. So you need to do like this. If you don't take time, you will fall inside there. So you have to be struggling with those stones, and struggling with that, struggling until you cross. And some brooks are very far. So David and his 400 men got to brook Besor, and 400 men crossed it. The other 200 men could not cross. They stayed behind. Those 400 men that are trained in Adulam, they are special. They have faced challenges. They have faced training. And if you face training, you will be able to cross. The people who are not trained, that's the people that want to kill David. They say no, because they have no hope. They lost hope. And they could not cross the brook. They stayed there. The 400 men that were trained. You know, if you are not trained, you can't go very far. You can't go far. You will try. But there are a lot of things that will stop you. There are so many things. You know, life is very tough. You know, that is what surprised me, because God made everything easy for us. He said, even Jesus, he said that when he blessed us, he said, I will give you everything. Anything you lose for my sake, you will get them. He said persecution. I said, why add them persecution again? You know? So there is always trouble. In Job, he said the man, born of a woman, have a little life to live. You know? And that life is full of trouble. So if you want to live a troubleless life, a life that has no trouble, then you don't belong here. You have to die and go to heaven. Because in this life, in this world, there is trouble every day. You must be ready to face trouble. Or you can operate above trouble. Praise the Lord. Somebody was complaining too much, said that his wife is terrible, that he married devil. I said, okay, but I know where you can get a wife that will not give you trouble. He was so excited. I said, yes. I will take you to the place. When you get there, you get one woman. You can get beautiful one. They want one size you want every time. You want the fat one, you have a slim one, you want tall one, you want anyone, you want yellow, you want black, you will get. And he will not give you one trouble. Not one day. It's okay. He was so anxious. Say he did the wife badly. I said, okay. So when you go to the place, just go there and carry one woman. If you put her in your house, if you carry the leg like this, the leg will remain there. You take your hand like this, the hand will be like that. If you bring it down, it will be hand. You put her head like this, the head will be remain like that. You put it up, it will be like that. That's only in the mortuary. As I will show you one mortuary, just go there, carry one woman there. They have already done embalmment, everything. No trouble. She can't give you one single trouble. If you don't want to go there, then you are in trouble, because every other woman will give you trouble. He said he doesn't want to go there again. I said, now you come. Now you want a wife that will give you trouble. I take him to mortuary. You carry one. If you put the hand like this, you prefer the hand like this. Just tie it like that. You want it like this. Anyhow you want it, just put it like that. It will stay. No trouble. But otherwise, any other one. So there is trouble in life in general. Life in a whole is a trouble there. But you have to operate above that. Jesus has given us power over serpents and scorpions. You know? So walk on top of those problems. Peter walked on top of water. A whole water, he was stepping on the water, looking unto Jesus. Praise the Lord. So it's very important we understand. The problem we have most of the time is that we are children. We have not grown up. I'd like us to open to Galatians chapter 4. Galatians, the book of Galatians. Galatians chapter 4. We can just read from verse 1. He said, now I say that the heir, as long as he's a child, differeth not from a servant, though he is Lord of all, but is under tutor and governor until the time appointed of the father. Even so, when we were children, we are in bondage under the element of the world. But when the fullness of the time was come, God sent forth his son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were made under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. Praise the Lord. You know? So we are no more children. I mean, we have been adopted in the household of God. So we are princes and princesses. We are here. We are co-heir and joined here with Jesus Christ. We are co-heir. We are joined here. We have the same DNA with Jesus Christ. We have the same DNA with Jesus Christ. Anything that happened to Jesus Christ can happen to us. Anything that did not happen to him cannot happen to us. If Jesus is never sick, we cannot be sick. We cannot, Jesus faced sort of trouble. The same way we can face trouble. The Pharisees and Sadducees and all this one, they harassed him, they did everything. We have also our own Pharisees and Sadducees. Because they always, Pharisees, they see far they see. And the sad people. They are terrible. And they're everywhere. They are very greedy, very wicked. So, what I want you to know is who you are. We have been adopted as children. We are no more servants. We can serve God. We are serving God as the children of God, serving God. But we are not servants any longer. We are joined here with Jesus Christ. And it makes a whole lot of difference. Okay, let's say you have a son. If your son, okay, you are going to work, you leave your son in the house. You have a maid or a boy that takes care of your boy. This your son is the heir. He owns everything you own. Everything that belongs to you belongs to that boy. But a servant you bring to take care of the house and take care of the boy, he can knock the boy head. He can slap the boy. He can cane the boy. Because he's a servant. He's a slave. He can be a slave, but he can cane the hair. But when that boy grow up, the same servant, that his father's servant will become his servant. Is somebody hearing me? The servant is a servant. He's not children. It's not from the house. So when that boy grow up, that servant, if you read about Abraham, you see all Abraham. They say that during the time of Abraham, he had 316 servants. When we were talking about hair, he said Eliezer of Damascus will be his hair, and so on. And eventually God gave him Isaac. If you see when his elder servant went to get wife for Isaac, he said, "My master Isaac." Isaac was the master now. So the hair could be a boy. And if it's a boy, he's still under tutelage. If you read the place, we read very well. So because he's still a child, because he's under tutor, he can be messed up. But when he grow up, in Israel, when you are 30 years, then every man will take his son. They carry his son and present him at the gate. This is my son. When he's 30 years old. This is my son means he can represent me. If he say anything, I have spoken. Anything my son says, he has spoken because he's now grown up. He's a matured boy. But less than 30 years, he's not yet a man. He's not yet a boy. He's not yet representing the father. So a servant, let's say Buckingham Palace,